Hello, everyone. My name is Cristian Sáenz, English, Spanish, Spanish, English. I've been in the interpreting field for about 25 years now, mostly specifically the court interpreting field. I am currently, I am a staff supervising court interpreter for the 6th Judicial Circuit here in Florida, Clearwater, Florida, Pinellas County. Just quickly want to say thank you to my wonderful colleague, Sandra Giroux, or Professor Giroux, as I like to call her, Profesora, for this wonderful opportunity, this privilege and honor to share some of my experiences, the knowledge or wisdom, if you could call it that I've gained along the way, and in the hopes that it'll be useful to new and aspiring court interpreters. I think this is a wonderful tool. So many people are interested in the wonderful profession that is court interpreting. It's a profession that you never stop growing. It's a profession of service. But some people don't know where to start, how to go about it. And so having this tool, just pointing someone to mentorship, tools and the how to is just a wonderful guy. Anyway, let's get to it. My first impression, my very first impression of a court interpreter, gentleman walking up the steps of New York City criminal court, like you've seen in the news with the Chapo Guzman trial. This was circa the 90s. He's walking up the steps, three-piece suit, looks like a banker, leather briefcase, gives me his card, trilingual, because New York City, 3 languages is the minimum. Portuguese, Spanish, English. And so I was like, this is a court interpreter? So what I want to convey to you with that story is that, your the skill will come, your repertoire, your vocabulary will come, but it's very important that you force your identity as an ethical professional. It's extremely important that you're ethical, that your courtroom decorum is impeccable. And as the skill comes, then it'll all come full circle, and you will be what I think we should all strive to be: a complete interpreter, one that is not only skillful, but most importantly, distinguishes themselves because of their quorum decorum, their professionalism, their ethics, the way they dress, impeccable. You walk into a quorum, you command respect from the judge down. So get that first. Know your canon of professional ethics. I've done so many trials where attorneys and judges might not be so knowledgeable of what an interpreter is allowed to do and not to do. I had a first degree murder trial, and they wanted the interpreter to interpret a live recording, live in court. Well, in Florida, the standards of procedure and the best practices, tell an interpreter that they should not, interpret a live recording, because we cannot attest to the accuracy, of interpreting something that's being played in courtroom speakers. After that incident in that first degree murder, I started carrying around, which is good for you to have too, because not even the judge was aware. When I brought it up and I stuck to my guns, I was like, oh yeah, I'll send it to your. I was a staff court interpreter at the time. I'll email it to your JA. So it's very important that you get that. When I first started, nobody really impressed upon me that I should use the third person. The interpreter. You know, I was I until a judge. I had to, Mr. Sáenz. Use the third. A judge had to tell me. Good thing he was knowledgeable of our profession, as some attorneys and some judges are. They take the time to learn our profession. Then please use the third person for Madam Court Reporter. At the time, it was not digital. So I hope my words help some of you. And thank you so much.